Welcome, everyone. This is a webinar for Odoo 19. My name is Isra Kamel, the business advisor here in the Odoo Middle East office. And today we'll basically walk you through how you can make use of Odoo to really be able to maximize on your company's operations and really streamline those processes, save time and money, and just make it easier for your employees and as a business owner as well, have the full visibility of your workflows. So in the Urumila East office here, we are home to around 900 employees. Over 900 employees here, where we have different teams that cater to different parts of your businesses. We have experts because Odoo is basically well equipped across different industries. And let's walk you through what we do. So today I'm going to tell you the kind of introduction around Odoo, and then we'll also go through a live demo and the agenda for the meeting. So we're originally a Belgian company. Our CEO, Fabian, has actually made it his own aim to help companies grow and be able to unleash this potential of your company with your employees by empowering each user to use the tools to their fullest potential with full benefits. Okay. So in terms of Odoo, we are a global company, of course. We have over 19 offices worldwide and over 6,000 employees worldwide as well. And we're coming up at around 15 million happy users at the moment. So these users are using Odoo to different parts of their business, so be it manufacturing companies, freelancers, we have e-commerce, trading, contracting. We're sure that we will have the right solution for your business as per your business needs. So the agenda for today's webinar would basically about how you can really start outgrowing Excel sheets and be able to utilize the time you're spending on your business to be able to have that a nice ROI for the business. So at the moment, you have a lot of businesses that are using manual spreadsheets, and a lot of errors can come with that. For example, human error, a lot of time consuming is a problem with that as well. And of course, the spreadsheets that can get complicated very quickly and very easily. Now, what we do with Odoo is help replace those spreadsheets with a cloud-based solution where you can collaborate on different projects and applications and also have that real-time update between the users. And because we're cloud-based as well, we have our PWA over our phone where you can actually access the Odoo application on your mobile, Android, and iOS, and you can go ahead and do updates on the go. It's very portable. So we'll walk you through a live demonstration of the software and basically the main applications we're using today, which are to do with stock, logistics, and your sales and finances. And let me know if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. So what's the point of choosing a system? What's the point of converting our operations right now on a new software? Well, we need to make sure that the traditional approach that we have is normally jumbled. It's normally confusing. So you see these different applications that cater to the different operations in my business. Well, I actually need different subscriptions for each. Each of them can have their own privacy policies. Each of them can have their own version upgrades that get released at different times. So for me, I'm really going to be spread thin between these different applications in the business. And especially if I'm starting new or if I have an established business, it can get very overwhelming very quickly. So the point with Odoo is that we want to be able to streamline that. We want to be able to you have one uniform dashboard where you get access to all the applications at once, and you can toggle between each one as per your business needs. So we have applications to do, which we'll go through as well. Marketing, we have applications to go through HR, logistics, sales, finances, services. A lot of these different applications that get unlocked with you by default. So for us, this is going to be very important because there's also an integration between the applications in the back end. This is how Odoo is configured. So if you have a new CRM lead that comes in, you can actually create a sale immediately and it would automatically show up in the sales. When you create an invoice, automatically shows up in accounting. So that process really eliminates the time, and any time saved is time earned that you can then spend on investing into the business. Okay. So yes, like I mentioned, you have an app for every need. You wish to send contracts for it to get signed. We have the sign application native to Odoo. Because again, like I said, we're cloud-based. You have a Google Drive that you're storing between different employees and collaborators. We have our own version of that, which is documents. And in documents is where you'd be able to request documents to be sent by email from your clients. You can collaborate on projects. Very nice, a collaborative space that you can use. And then very importantly, what if you're a restaurant client and you actually need a full POS and perhaps a bill of materials so you can create your recipes? Rest assured that Odoo does have the solution for that. And again, with the full integration. So you can create different bills of material for different recipes. It will automatically deduct your stock. You'll have your POS where you can charge your customers right then and there if they're taken, they're dine-in. All these, that's the main point of Odoo, is to have the solution for different industries in a pretty seamless part. So let me go ahead and then show you a demo so that we can get started on the actual live demonstration over here. Okay. So this is a demo database where basically some of the applications are installed. Of course, we have over 80 applications and we can easily access them through the apps application right here. So in the apps application, you can see that they're over here, a full list. And then I can, of course, toggle between the different categories. So sales, for example, your website and e-commerce, and perhaps courses if you're like an e-learning or consulting business. We have our services, we have our accounting, we have our supply chain applications right here, productivity and marketing, okay, which includes social media marketing and email marketing. And then, of course, our nice 15 app suite of our human resources. You can track employees' attendances, you can track their time off expenses, leaves, everything through Odoo. Okay, so let's go back here and kind of walk through the applications that we'll be using today for a simple trading flow or just a simple acquiring product selling flow. So for any business that does that, we have the purchase app where you'll be tracking all your purchases that you do with your vendors. And then to track your stock, you'll be using the inventory application, which are automatically synced together. And then, of course, to actually do the sale and track our finances, we'll be heading over to the sales and accounting app. So let's go ahead and get started by clicking purchase. Now, what do I see here in this view in the purchase application? Well, I get a full dashboard up top here of my purchase operations. Now, what does that mean? Well, the different color codes actually tell me how many new RFQs I've done, how many I've sent these requests for quotations, how many of them are late, not acknowledged, and late receipts as well. Okay. And if I go ahead and click on it, it will hyperlink, automatically filter for me here in the search filter with the ones that are as per the metric that I use here. They'll see how many I sent, how many are late, and so on and so forth. I want to be able to see all of them. I can simply go back into the purchase app, or I can click them all right here. So, and over here is where that status button helps you categorize and really see what are your latest purchase operations. Are you issuing out more RFQs than POs? What's the total amount of them? And just a quick glance into your purchase. So let's go ahead and click new and really describe the screen that we're seeing here. So this screen that we see here is basically our builder, right? So this is our RFQ builder. We're building the quotation to be sent to our vendors so that we can gather their prices. Okay, so you'll be able to see where you can put your vendor here. You can choose from a list of vendors. I can click search more and search a specific vendor. For example, Wood Corner. Or I can actually create one on the go as well. So I can create ABC vendor. I can create it and edit, add an email on the go, a phone number, a tax identification number, and their country, and save it. So automatically a new profile of this vendor has been created on Odoo so that you wouldn't have to worry about double entry or really going back and registering this contact because it's already connected within the contacts field. So let's choose a vendor that has products already connected with them. And this is, in this case, ReadyMat. Okay, let's take a step back here and really see where we can make use of this vendor contacts link. When I click this internal link arrow, I can actually see the full vendor profile. I can see all the opportunities linked with this vendor through my CRM, all the sales that I've done, any POS orders that I've done, the total invoiced, the vendor bills, of course, and the customer statement. So it could be in terms of a receivable or a payable. If I also toggle this more, you can actually see how many purchases I've done with this vendor and what's their on-time delivery rate. Okay. Now, in over here, you might have on your Excel sheet several contacts to do with this specific company. You can have different WhatsApps or messages group on your phone. Now, the point of Odoo in this page specifically is to unify that by adding several points of contact that you're having within this company in one field. So you'll have their job position, their address, their phone numbers and emails, pictures and names, all in one place. So you'd be able to see exactly who you're contacting within this vendor company. Perfect. Then you can have a vendor reference, an internal reference. And should there anything on Odoo where it's something you're not sure about, we actually have those UI-friendly question marks where you can toggle and it will actually tell you a hint into what this setting or this field necessarily will help you with. So for expected arrival, this is basically where you would put the expected delivery date of the goods that you're expecting by your vendor. Okay. You can also add the payment terms here. Okay, and it will immediately add it onto the PDF quotation as well. Okay. Now, at the bottom right here is where we can specify our terms and conditions, perhaps our delivery terms, and maybe the Incoterms as well. And if I go up here is where I can actually add the product. So there's actually 3 ways that you can add the products on Odoo. You can either click add a product and select from this drop-down menu. You can type the product and look for it. Or you can actually, just like we did with the vendor, create it on the go. Now, the third way you can also add products to your quotations is clicking this catalog button. And it will basically show a full product catalog from this vendor, what the products they offer are. So you can see that they offer a number of products here. If we, highlight into storage box, I'll be able to see the price, the internal reference that I have of this product, how many I have on hand against how many I've forecasted, and Odoo will also automatically calculate for you the demand of the units per month. So ideally, if you know that, this is a product that I go through pretty easily, I sell and I buy, I sell and I buy, this demand will be automatically computed. So it'll give you a better idea of how much you should really be keeping in stock, how much you should be forecasting for this product. So let's go ahead and add storage box and add 5 of them. I can simply click here, add a number here, or click the add button. There's also a new AI suggest feature where if I toggle, I can actually replenish this product for a set amount of days based on the last 30 days of this, the data that was linked with this product. And basically, I want to replenish that times 100%. So a full replenishment or the full data or 50% of that and so on and so forth. Okay. So once I added the products from here, when I click back to a quotation, it'll actually pull it into the RFQ right here. And you can see that I have the storage box with the quantity and the price and the total amount. Okay, what do we see that up top here? So up top is our smart buttons. You'll see them pretty much present in every application that we have, and they're dynamic, so they'll appear as need be, as per the system is configured. So in this case, we made a purchase previously with the same vendor and product, so a price comparison smart button appeared. Now, what does this price comparison smart button help us with is basically that we have the history, the procurement history that I've had with this vendor for this specific product. So it will give me a good overview of when I ordered, how much I ordered for, what the quantity I ordered for. So it'll give good insight into your vendor operations and your relationship with your vendor, letting you know if you've actually been being charged more recently due to circumstances or the vendor or anything like that. You can also create different filters where you can see between specific dates. If you want to see it over the year, over a couple months, this is also pretty dynamic from this powerful search filter here. Okay. Now, we talked about this part, which is your RFQ. We talked about the smart buttons, and now I want to bring your attention to this right-hand side of the screen right here. This is called our chatter, and the chatter will be present across all the applications because it's our communication channel. You can actually see that it is all external and internal communication. So any external communication is the send message highlighted by the purple color, and this is where you can send a message to your vendor, load templates, and attach documents from the documents application as well. Okay, the log note is all internal. So you can perhaps log another user, okay, and they'll get notified, or you can just write a note to yourself. Okay, and perhaps assign yourself an activity or assign other users an activity as well of maybe I need to actually email this client today, the RFQ. Okay, so this is Odoo's way where you can track your activity, log notes, and also send external messages through this chatter. And again, this will be present across all views, all applications. So let's go ahead and send the RFQ. Looks good to me. I have my quantity done, I have my product done, and I have my unit price linked as well. So I'm going to go ahead and press send RFQ. So when I press the send RFQ button, I can see that there's actually pre-configured email templates for me where it takes the email subject, the email body that I can, of course, edit and add to. Okay, and also attaches the PDF for me as well. So the PDF would look something like this, which is the RFQ in this case. And of course, we have different document layouts and document templates that can be used as per your design, different colors, the logos can be implemented, your footer as well. You can add perhaps like an email, a phone number and an address, or like a bank account number. All of these can be configured in the document layouts in the settings. The RFQ would look something like this, where you can actually see the product, when you expect it by to the vendor, and the quantity. So now the vendor would have the full flexibility to let you know that I have ability to deliver this product for you with this specific price on this specific day, and anything they reply to as per the email that you sent will also show up for you in the chatter right here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and press confirm order. You know, the vendor actually came back to me. They like the prices and I like the prices and we're willing to proceed to actually get it received. So I'm going to press confirm. And we can see that every single operation that we do in this Odoo database, and in any Odoo database, of course, it's just how it's configured, is it will log the stages by the minute and who had done it. So you can see that when I first started the RFQ here, you can see RFQ has been created by Mitchell admin, the user, at 11:08 a.m. Then we went ahead and sent. And when I click that send email, you can actually see that it automatically went from RFQ to RFQ sent. Then from RFQ sent to purchase order. So these trails are very important to be able to track what the business, the employees are doing, what the last communication or the last step you did was. So this also helps with refreshing your memory or the employee's memory of what's the last step that they did with this client, or in this case, the vendor as well. So I'm going to go ahead and draw your attention to this button right here, which is the receipt status. Now, this button, of course, I can't edit because it's a automatically computed field. Once I receive the products in our warehouse, this is where this fully received button would be green. So I can click the receive button from here or from the smart button right here. They both lead to the same view. I'm going to click receive, and I'll be able to see over here my delivery note. So this is where I'm entering my warehouse with this reference number. I'm receiving it from this vendor with this operation type. So perhaps some customers, they do drop shipping. This is where the routes would be set up. And then, of course, most importantly, the actual products. So I initially wanted 5 storage boxes from ReadyMat. What if we actually received 3? In this case, when I press validate, Odoo will actually let me know, give me a warning that, by the way, you have processed a quantity less than what you demanded. So is this exactly what you needed, or is there an issue here when you want to create a back order to the vendor with the remaining quantity? So it also helps to make sure your stock valuation's up to date, make sure your stock is up to date. So this is where it's done on Odoo. For the time being, let's say we counted from Redima 5 units and everything is good. I'm going to go ahead and press validate. If we print this as well, I'll show you what it looks like as a PDF, and this will basically be your GRN right here. Okay, where it shows the exact product, it shows how much was ordered and delivered as well. So if I go back to my purchase order, we can see that this automatically computed field actually made it fully received. So this is how you can track your statuses as well. And because I've sent this email out, I can actually go ahead and press done for the RFQ. So far in the purchase, what we've covered is how to create RFQs, how to receive your products, and then track all the communication history and purchase history that you have with your vendors. So since we bought this product now, let's go ahead and check our stock. So if we go into inventory, and let's go ahead and dive into the inventory application and see where we can make use of it with the business. So what I see is the full dashboard of my inventory processes, let's say. So I have my receipts, okay, processes. I have my delivery orders. I have my manufacturing orders and my POS orders. So of course, as per the applications that I install, the different, delivery operations will show here, or inventory operations will show up here. So we have the receipts. If I click here, you'll be able to see all the receipts operations that need to be completed. In our case, we've already received it and we're all good to go. And delivery is in terms of sales. So when I deliver the order to my customers, I have 35 to deliver here. I can go ahead and check each one of them, check the sales order, and have a look at basically the delivery that I need to, conclude. So one thing I want to do though is I want to check my stock. How are my products doing in terms of their valuation? Where are they moving from? What's the moves history of my products? I can go ahead and click into reporting stock, and I'll get a full list of all my product catalog and their on-hand quantity multiplied by their unit cost to give me the total value. And then I also have these 3 buttons right here, which we'll cover in a bit. So because I can see my stock, what if I don't want to see my full stock? I want to see in a specific category. Well, I can actually toggle here the different categories that I need for the specific product. Okay. Or I can go ahead and search the specific product that I want. So in this case, we've actually purchased storage box, and you can see that storage box, we have 26 on hand, multiplies it by the cost that I'm paying to acquire this product, and then the total value as well. What if I want to see what are my moves history with this product? Where has my product gone? Where did I buy it from? What time? When? All of these information, which is very important for the business and will be hard to track either way. So we can click history, and it will show us the full moves history of this product. So we can actually see here that we entered our warehouse on this specific date from our vendors to our warehouse stock with this quantity. We exit our warehouse to our customer, we sold a quantity, and then we purchased 3 and then 2 quantities again. If I click here as well, it'll take me straight to that delivery slip that we accessed from our purchase app. So this is a very nice way to help keep on track of your products, where exactly they're going, where they're coming from, what time they're being received, what time they're being delivered. All of these things are very important for a business to track, and it's done automatically on the system. Another very important feature as well are automated replenishment or reordering rules is what we call. And basically those reordering rules our F&B customers, you can have very sensitive products that, they need to be replenished. There has to be a minimum stock and a maximum stock present in your warehouse. This is where we can set those replenishment rules. So I can click new here, and I can set that I'm going to buy, okay, and it will auto trigger a purchase order when my stock reaches a minimum of 5, for example, and I can only have a maximum of 100 in my stock. So these reordering rules will act as a complete automated way to, issue out that PO, and then you have to send it and validate it with your customer, with your vendor. Okay, perfect. And then lastly, of course, we have our forecast button. So this will give you product by product overview of the forecast of the product, where it's been purchased from, where it's been reserved, for example, and if it's been sold and delivered to clients. So it can give you the total units forecast. So we have 26 on hand, 0 incoming from our purchase and from our vendors, but we have 2 outgoing. So ideally, we have 24 units on hand at the moment or forecasted. Why do we have 2 units? Because we have actually reserved 2 units to these specific sale orders with this specific client, with this delivery date. And I can also click here and it will link with that specific delivery that I need to do with the customer. So you can see exactly where your products are, even if they're reserved, you'll get that full overview of that as well. This way. And if you don't wish to see it view in this way, you can view it as a bar chart per day. You can check the quantity, you can check the count, anything of that sort. In terms of the searching of the product is very dynamic on Odoo. Perfect. So far we were able to purchase the product and stock it in our warehouse. What's next? Now we actually need to start selling the product itself. So I'm going to go ahead into our sales app. And pretty much the sales app will be a mirror of the purchase app. So you'll find a lot of similarities between the flow on Odoo and also the views. So if you remember, our purchase was also looking kind of similar to this, where it was the full purchase history that I've done with my vendors and the status of them. Over here, you see it the same way exactly. So I can see which ones are in draft quotations, which one are sale orders that have been sent, what's the total, what's the customer, all of that. Let's go ahead and create a new sales quotation. Same thing, I can create customers on the go. I can go ahead and choose a customer from the dropdown, or I can also search their name from the search over here. Okay, so what do I need from the quotation? Same thing, we have the quotation builder here, the chatter on the right-hand side, and our smart buttons will appear dynamically. So in the quotation, I can set the expiry of the specific document. I can add a price list. So perhaps maybe I have seasonal pricing if I'm a retail store, or I have VIP or recurring customers that I give them a discount on. This is actually where I can set those different price lists to track that as well. If I add the product here, same thing exactly. I can add it by choosing from the dropdown. I can also click catalog, or I can go ahead and search for the name right here. Storage box. Okay. Now, because we can see over here in the product, I can add the product description itself. So it'll give you a good, to your customers, which we'll see in the PDF in a bit, of actually the product description itself. So your customers can get a good view of what they're expecting from the service or from this product that they're purchasing from you. And then, of course, I can add the quantity. Now, remember that forecast report that we were talking about in a little bit back? This is exactly linked to this button right here. So if I actually put 50 units that I need for the storage box, because I'm only forecasting 22, the graph will automatically be red, warning you and warning your salespeople perhaps that this product is not in stock to be delivered. So when I click right here, it's actually telling me exactly what is missing from my stock. I have 24 forecasted, okay, and I'm selling 50. So it's pretty unreasonable. So it gives you that little warning to help protect you down the line. So let's say I'm actually selling 10 units of the storage box to Acme Corporation as per the requirement. And I can go ahead and set a delivery date to be today, for example. And see, another warning appeared where because the delivery date is sooner than expected, we cannot deliver it on that time because it's 11 a.m. and currently it's 11:26. So we would actually, let's say we're going to deliver it tomorrow. So this is another way that you can also protect your documents and your upkeeping with the operations that you're doing. So I can add my terms and conditions right here. I can perhaps attach like a picture. I can add a quote builder where I can actually add like a header and a footer to my own quotation, like a company profile perhaps. And I can also add internal notes on the specific order. So either here, or I can log a note just like how we discussed from the purchase app, because this view is the exact same. So I'm going to go ahead and press save. Of course, because Odoo is cloud-based, you can go ahead and exit the sales and come back. It'll be saved, but this is just pressing on the cloud saves it manually. I'm going to go ahead and send this quotation to Acme Corporation. Let's see if they have it. They like our pricing. And this is where we can configure our document layout. So using our different designs right here is where we can actually check our different layouts. Okay. And how our tables we want it to look. Okay. and the different fonts as well. We can add the logo. It'll automatically extract the colors. You can add the address, the footer, and so on. So very customizable in terms of what you need from a PDF quotation, basically. And just like how we experienced with the purchase flow, again, the email subject, email body is automatically done for me for the pre-configured email templates. And I can, of course, edit this and it auto attaches the PDF for me as well. So once I press send here, let's have a look in the PDF and what it would look like. Because we added that header, now we have that nice company profile to accompany the quotation that is being sent to your clients. So you have here your logo, perhaps your services, and then this is where the quotation comes in. Quotation would look something like this. And how you can see, because the payment terms, we did it by default within 30 days. So this is basically where we were able to set that up. Now, of course, I can edit this as well and make it an immediate payment. And every change that I do, just like how we mentioned, is logged here in the chatter. Okay, what if there's a back and forth between the client and they actually need less quantity or more quantity or different payment terms? So just like how we edited the payment terms right there, I can actually go ahead and edit the quantities again here. I can edit the discounts here. I can even edit the price. So I'm going to save them 80 cents and I'm going to say that I'm actually going to sell you each unit for $15. I can go ahead and press save here manually again and resend the quotation to the client. And every communication is logged. Every single change that I did in terms of the product pricing and any discounts will be logged as well. And we can see that the updates will be automatically reflected on this PDF quotation right here. So $15 and an immediate payment term. Perfect. So let's go ahead and press confirm. The client, finally likes our pricing. We're ready to proceed and deliver this product to their warehouse. So I'm going to press confirm right here. So again, with the delivery operations, just like how we saw it in purchase. So for purchase, we're receiving, and billing. For sales, we're actually delivering and invoicing. So we get this delivery smart button right here where we actually need to validate the delivery that we're having. So I'm going to go ahead and press validate. And again, if we print it, we'll be able to see what it would look like. The delivery slip looks something like this as per our updated document layout. Okay. Now, what's a good thing here about as well in the Odoo terminology is that basically any thing that has been entering our warehouse will be a warehouse in, and anything exiting our warehouse is a warehouse out. So it's a very good way to help distinguish you in the kind of the nomenclature that Odoo uses to be able to easily track all these stock moves that are happening with your products. So once we go into the sale order right here, again, we can actually see that it has been fully delivered. So at the moment, the product has been fully delivered to the customer and we're ready to invoice the client. And there's actually 2 invoicing policies on Odoo. And this is a great segue into actually checking your products and the metrics to track with each product that you have. So let's go ahead and hyperlink and click this link into the product's configuration form. So when I enter this product configuration form, I can, of course, see the name of the product, the picture. I can add an internal reference, assign it to a specific category, and, of course, add the sales price of it. I can actually also track the quantity on hand and my invoicing policy with it. So for this specific product, my invoicing policy is on delivered quantities, meaning I cannot create the invoice unless I have validated the delivery of this product. Another invoicing policy that we have is ordered quantities. And ordered quantities is basically delivered or not. I can actually send and invoice the client if I haven't even delivered the product to them yet. And then, of course, we see this top tab right here, which again are smart buttons, help you give insight into how this product is actually performing. So I can see it on my website if I also sell this product online on my e-commerce store. I can add different pictures and a very standard e-commerce flow. If I go back into the products right here and I can search for storage box. Okay, I can see my forecast reports. I can see what is outgoing and incoming in terms of the sales of this product. So I can see in July 2026, I was able to sell this product several times. So it's actually doing well in July at the moment. And then, of course, how much I've purchased. So I've done 2 purchase orders with 9 total quantity for the specific product. And then of course, if we added reordering rules, it would show up here, and the moves history of this product will also show up here. So not only can you track your customers' insights, data insights into your customers and how much they've purchased and statements, you can do the same for vendors and the same for products as well. Now, I can toggle between these different tabs as per my business need. If I sell this product online, if it's a subscription service, if it is a point of sale, a product that I sell in my physical store, these different check boxes over here are what signify what this product will appear in which application in Odoo, and this configuration is done automatically. So perhaps you're a retail store and you sell t-shirts to your customers, and you have different sizes or different colors. You can easily add attributes right here, where it could be the brand, it could be the size, color, material, and then of course the values. So it could be the black, white, red, blue, whatever the colors of the shirt might be. Perfect. So let's just press save here and head back to our sale order, which I can go from here over here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and invoice the clients. Now we actually need to start sending them the invoice and registering our payment on Odoo to be able to track our accounting and making sure our financial records are kept up to date. So I'm going to go ahead and press create invoice, and I get introduced by these three options. I have my regular invoice, which would automatically take the full amount. And then I have the down payment by a percentage or down payment by a fixed amount. And based on that, Odoo is automatically going to calculate what I need in the down payment. So if I need a down payment of 50% and I create the draft, it's automatically going to take 50% of this product. If I take a fixed amount, I can also add how much I want a down payment, which is $50, for example, and it will take a strict $50 from it. Let's create a regular invoice for the demo purpose and press create draft. So over here, I'm actually creating the draft of the invoice that I'm yet to review and confirm so I can post it into my journal entries. So what do we see in the invoice here? You can see that it automatically pulled the data from the sale order, meaning the customer, the address, the product quantity, and the price, and it immediately just put it into one nice invoice right here. I can add the invoice date. I can track the journal items, which you will see that Odoo does it automatically, and it will post it in the correct chart of accounts so that your debits and your credits at the end of the day always match for each invoice. And any other information. Other information, you can see that it'll link it with a specific sale order, so everything would be linked for you. And I can go ahead and press confirm after I've reviewed all the information in this invoice, and basically I've posted the journal entries into my correct chart of accounts. I can go ahead and press send to send this invoice, and just like how we had it before, our pre-configured templates, you can send the invoice, it will auto-attach the PDF. We'll see the invoice here on the right-hand side, and the chatter will just move to the bottom right here, and the invoice has been sent out to the client. Okay. So now in one sale order, we were able to track the delivery of the product and track the invoices of the product as well. Okay, so if I want to be able to check my sales that I've done and each sale order, what's the operation of it, I can go ahead and press sales here, and I can see everything that is tracked to them. When I press invoice here, I can actually go ahead and toggle this bubble where I'll be able to see maybe categorize or color code the specific invoice if I want it to be reviewed, if this is an anomaly, if it's been reviewed already. So it's a very nice way that you can track your invoices all at once, which I'll show from the accounting aspect as well. So this has been reviewed. The client is actually paid. So I'm going to go ahead and register the payment on Odoo. What does registering the payment mean? Basically, when the transactions have hit my bank account, Odoo's not recognizing it yet. I actually need to let Odoo know that I've received the payment and reconcile it by matching it with what's on the system already. So you can see I can choose the journal from which this specific client paid, which was in this case a bank, what the amount was, and what the invoice number was as well. Okay, so over here's where I can track that. So it's invoice number 10 and the amount is 108.68. I can create the payment. Again, with the smart buttons, helping you track your payment right here. And it's now in payment. In payment, meaning I'm yet to reconcile and match it. So let's go ahead and go into our accounting application. This is where I will start actually tracking the invoices that I've done with my clients, my financial reports, and tracking really my cost of goods sold, my P&Ls, my balance sheets, all of that in one place. So let's hop into accounting. Again, with the same dashboard view. So you'll see that in every application really makes it UI friendly because you'll be able to see at a glance what this application and the data that it has linked to it. So we can remember that in purchase, I saw all my purchases. In my sales, I saw all my sales. In inventory, I was able to see all my inventory operations and my routes. And now in accounting, these are all my different journals. So I'll be able to see my bank journal, my point of sale journal, my cash journal, my sales journal, and so on. So it's a very nice way where at a glance, you can see what your balance is in your bank journal, how much you need to reconcile. If there's any outstanding payments, Odoo will automatically compute that for you. But I want to have a look at how you can make use of the invoices and payments and tracking that using the customers tab right here. So in the accounting application, when I click invoices for the customers, I'd actually be able to see every single invoice that I have done for this client. Okay, so I can see, and we can also toggle the review button that we were just doing, where you'll be able to see the review status of all the invoices that you've done with your clients. I can also use the search filter where I can remove it and basically see which ones are in payment, which is the one that we did together right now. I can see it at a specific date. Okay, and I can also save these filters so I can always go back to them again. So this will basically be my June invoices. So anytime that I enter the invoices application, I'm gonna be able to see my January, February, March, April, May, June invoices. I can set these default search filters where I can toggle and immediately have that invoices as per that filter populate the screen. So let's go ahead and look at all invoices and the one that we did specifically, which is this one, the in payment invoice. Now for this invoice, okay, we have a payment registered to it. Where can I track my customers' payments? Well, I can actually do it from here. So I can actually see every single customer payment that I've had and which stage or status they're in. So at the moment, I have a paid status that is, of course, still yellow because we need to reconcile it. I have a paid journal right here, which is completely done and reconciled, as well as here. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually reconcile the payment that we just did together. So if I go into dashboards, I can go ahead and click transactions, and I'll be able to see the full statements that I've populated on Odoo. And the main important thing is that I want to ensure that this current balance button matches with what I have on my actual bank account. So let's go ahead and press new and write the label. I believe it was invoice 2026. It was 00010. Okay. Then I have my partner, which was Acme Corporation. And I believe the amount was 1.8.68. And I'm going to add and close this transaction. So because I was able to put the partner, the invoice, and the amount, Odoo was automatically able to deduce the invoice that is linked with this and automatically reconciled it for me. So now when I enter the invoice, we can see that the status has changed from in payment to paid because it's been matched, which was on the system, and everything is good to go. Now, of course, will I be able to do this transaction, every transaction manually this way? Could be done. However, we have the option where you can upload your bank statement and Odoo will automatically try its best to basically read the fields from the Excel sheet and be able to reconcile it with what's present on the system. And in the case where it's actually not familiar with what's present on the system, it will actually show you these buttons right here. So for Openwood, I can see that I need to set a partner. It's not recognizing Openwood as a partner right here. So let me go ahead and search Openwood. Do we have an Openwood? We do, but there seems to be like a small space. That's why Odoo was not able to ensure and match it on its own. It still needs your validation. So you can see it automatically for all Openwood that were appearing on that statement. It was able to reconcile it with that vendor that I have on Odoo. And you can see prepayment for invoice 9. So I can click here, press reconcile, invoice number 9, and they've been reconciled. And you can see also that it automatically has done it for invoice number 7, invoice number 5 over here. So this is a very nice way where you can track your payments as well. Okay, so far, just a quick review. We were able to purchase the product. Okay, we were able to track our stock and stock it in our warehouse. We were able to sell it, deliver it, and invoice it to the client, and also match the invoice, which what hit my bank account with what's on Odoo. What if I want to track my financial reporting? Now we're at a good stage where I want to be able to see my VAT returns, my tax returns, my valuations, my balance sheets, and ledgers. Well, we can also do it through accounting right here. This reporting feature actually shows all these reports that will be automatically computed and calculated by Odoo and displayed for your convenience. So you can see in this balance sheet, I'll be able to see a full view of my balance sheet as per my assets, liabilities, and equities. I can go ahead and expand them here one by one, or I can click here and unfold all entries. And I'll be able to see line by line by each chart of account, the amount that has been allocated to this chart of account so that Odoo is computing for me my assets, for example. So I can go ahead and click here. It's actually going to take me back to exactly each transaction that Odoo used to display this number for me. If I want to be able to see, I want to go as far as to see the invoice itself. I can actually click the bank, click invoice, and have that complete circle where I can track the invoice from the beginning from my report directly. I can use the breadcrumbs right here to get back to my original page. What about my profit and loss? This is where I can see my P&Ls, my cost of goods sold, perhaps, my profits, my gross profits, all of that. I can use this top banner right here to view this report how I wish. So if I want to view it at a specific date or month, I can do so. So I want to see it on the month of June. I can see it on specifically the month of June. I want to compare between the previous period or a custom date. I would actually be able to do that as well. So you can see between June and May, there was a big dip in our income, and the delta will be computed for me by Odoo right here. Same thing applies for our cash flow statement. Let me just refresh here. Now, of course, we have different accounting localization packages as per your country. So in the Middle East office right here, of course, we have the as per the UAE localization package. So this is where we'd be able to issue out the corporate tax reports, the VAT returns, and excuse me, as per the US as well, we have the VAT forms as per the regulations there. So let's go back to accounting right here. And just like how we're checking our trial balance. You can check your general ledger, which will show all your chart of accounts right here. And you can also see your partner ledger. So partner ledger could be either your customers or your vendors, and you have the ability where you can search it by a specific customer, and it will pull out the information to do with that specific partner. So for Acme Corporation, for example, which was the customer that we just sold to, I can go ahead and see all of Acme Corporation's journal entries, invoices, the invoice date, if there's an outstanding balance as well. And I can go ahead and download this as PDF or Excel and send it over to my clients. Same thing with the tax reports. All of these are pre-configured localizations. Okay, how about, we were able to do the full business flow, but I'm still not seeing how good all my products are doing. I'm not seeing a full overview of my revenue or the best-selling products that I have. Well, rest assured that the dashboards application pretty much acts this exact same way. It's a real-time update of your data that you put into the system, and it will give you those metrics for you to track for the business. So I can go ahead and press dashboards right here. And I'll be able to see for each application and each operation the real-time updates to do with this specific company. So I have 20 quotations that I've issued, and it will show me that it's actually an 1,900% increase since the last period. I have 54 orders with this total revenue, and my average order size is around $3,000. I can scroll down here, track my monthly sales. I can see my top quotations that I've done with this client, with each client. So Acme Corporation is a big client of mine. So this is where we were talking about price lists. We can set specific price lists for this customer profile. And then I have my different sale orders, what my top sale order values are, top countries, if I sell in several branches in several countries, what my best-selling products are, and who my top customers are. And if you want to track your employees as well and see the performance of each salesperson in your company, you can also see what the top salespeople are. Okay. Same thing applies for my CRM. Same thing applies for my accounting. Okay, I can see all my accounting over here. I can see my purchase operations right here. And so on and so forth. If I sell online, I can see my e-commerce. And all of these are automatically updated, as I mentioned. Now, what's a good thing about this dashboard view as well is just like our reports in accounting, I can also view it a specific date, a custom range, and be able to compare different reports. And a good thing about this is that I can always share this report as either a non-edit view for people to see. I can also use the search bar right here and set specific filters to show the data that I want to see. So all in all, this has been how to manage your sales, finances, and inventory operations through Odoo. We were able to track the purchases that we've done with our vendors and the inventory that we've done with stocking the product, selling them, and tracking our accounting as well. So we'll go ahead and see if there are any questions from the chat. Yes, this is Odoo. Odoo is a full ERP system where you can help track your business operations. So if you're perhaps using several systems to be able to track Odoo, to be able to track your accounting and your HR and your stock, you can do it all in one place using Odoo. It's an ERP software, enterprise resource planner that helps put all these different operations into one platform. So we actually just wrapped up the demo for it. And something that I actually want to show as well is our apps application while the questions come in and the different fiscal categories that we can have. So for the Emirates, for example, I can go ahead and see if I set up a new company and it has been set as Emirates, it will automatically take the IP and set it as Emirates, or I can specifically set it. And you can see that these packages will be automatically installed. So WPS, we have for the salary configurator and payroll, we have the FTA audit reports. Everything is done from Odoo right here as per the country's regulations. And we can see it for different countries as well, such as Egypt. Okay, we can see it for Italy, I believe we have as well. So for all the different applications, the countries that we have offices in, that we operate in, you can see different localization packages for them as well. So we'll just go back here. Does anybody have any questions? We're going to take questions now. Let me go ahead and... We'll be taking any questions about the system or anything you wish to see once more to repeat the flow of Odoo.